Alright guys, what's up? So we're gonna have a 3-part video here, our 3 main topics, which are shoes, training, or really a training recap, and then some pre-race thoughts for a half marathon that I'm running this weekend. So first off, let's talk about shoes, because we love shoes. I've got 4 pairs of shoes here that I've been testing, and I'll do probably a full review of all 4 of them at some point. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I'm running in, because it's different than what I would typically run in. It's brands that aren't recognized in the kind of the mainstream, or not as much. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to try some shoes that most people aren't talking about, and shoes that are also extremely affordable, because I think that's also something that we're seeing right now in the shoe market. Is it's just all the prices are just going higher and higher and higher, and I want to show some shoes that are actually really affordable, and just maybe spread some love or shed some love for these brands, and just kind of show you what's out there. So the first shoe is actually there's 2 shoes by Diadora. And this is not like, people know that this brand. It's not like that unknown. But yeah, I thought it'd be cool to shed some light on this brand, which is an Italian brand. This is the Atomo V7000. This is the first edition. There is a second edition, so this is an older shoe. And I've been able to find this extremely affordable. I'm not going to talk about how affordable just yet, but I've been training in this. Good daily trainer, good amount of stack. Anyways, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. Another shoe is Diadora Frequenza. I honestly can't even say it. You might be able to see it's in the lettering. You barely even see it honestly on the shoe. But this is kind of more like a tempo. It's got like a nice supercritical foam in the midsole. Again, extremely affordable. It's crazy how affordable these shoes are on Amazon. Anyways, so another shoe I'm trying. And now we're about to get into brands that really aren't being talked about. And so the first one is, these are both Chinese brands, the other 2. This is a Quaidan Lily 1.0. As you can tell, it's got a good amount of cushion underfoot, supercritical foam as well. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details here, but daily trainer, long run shoe. It's also pretty light. Definitely a big sleeper. Literally half the price compared to other shoes in this category. So I'm not going to, again. And then last but not least, the Do-Win PB3. Amazing. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but this is a carbon plated racing shoe. Crazy light. Anyways, this is again, I'm not going to talk about it. I can't talk about it here because I'm going to wait to do a full review. Anyways, so that's the shoes. And if you're as excited about them as I am, then they're going to be really good reviews and videos, and hopefully people are going to find something that's quality and budget friendly and enjoy the shoe like I have. Anyways, okay, the next thing is we're going to go through a training recap. And so we're going to talk really about the last 12 to 14 weeks. I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible with the training and everything like that. Okay, let's just talk about it. The 2 main things I'm going to kind of focus on is just the volume, and then kind of the percentage of quality during that week, during those weeks, just so you kind of, hopefully it paints a better picture. I'm not going to get too crazy on the sessions. That might be for later, or for another video, maybe down the road when I actually run a fast time. Probably won't be this time. So just to kind of give you some numbers here. So the last 16 weeks, factoring all the volume and everything, last 16 weeks I've been able to average 34.94. So basically 35 miles a week is what I've averaged the last 16 weeks. And that number's kind of skewed a little bit just because the down weeks, or we'll call them down weeks for right now. The down weeks I've had have been major down weeks. Not planned to be that low of a down week, but in order to stay healthy and just kind of see where the body's at, I've had to have really pretty aggressively low down weeks. And so that's really lowered the volume overall quite a bit. So that number's kind of skewed. It's really, I've been able to kind of average closer to 40-ish, maybe even a little over 40 on the weeks that I'm feeling good and that kind of thing. So let's kind of jump in. So I'm gonna give you just the volume through September, October, and November, because that's really been kind of the training block, if you will, or the attempted training block for this first kind of Rust Buster race. In September, I averaged 42 miles a week. In October, which is my biggest week and best month, I averaged 47 miles a week. And in November, 40.5. So I kind of went, and then it kind of went down. So we'll kind of talk about that too. So in September and October, I felt like I was able to kind of progress in volume. Intensity didn't change much. I'll be honest. When I first set out the training for this training block, I put in the training in a little planner and everything for myself, and kind of put down the targets for, hey, I want to hit this session this week. I want to be able to hit this long run. I do the same thing with my clients as well. So kind of have this big picture. And I'll be honest, the volume I was able to hit most of it. Now there was a lot of, like I said before, my down weeks were like literally 50 to 60% decrease. And that wasn't by design. That's when I was dealing with some shin stuff, some calf stuff, some feet things. So, there was some issues there in the training block as far as getting the volume, but the volume was the best part of the training block. Now my sessions just weren't there. Like, I'll be honest, sessions this entire training block were just not there. I might have had 2, maybe 3 sessions where I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. Like, I was able to hit what I wanted to hit. I was able to feel smooth. Other than that, most of my sessions this entire training block didn't feel good. The body didn't even necessarily feel that great. So it's been a little bit discouraging in terms of that. But at the same time, I've been encouraged by the fact that I've been able to manage through shin issues and calf issues and foot issues, and be able to continue training and not completely have to take a big break or something like that. So it's been encouraging in that aspect, but discouraging in the fact that I haven't been able to hit the volume quite as where I wanted to be, and I haven't nowhere near the intensity that I wanted to be at. So yeah, let's look at the last 6 weeks of training, because that's kind of the main focus before a race. Is that last 6 weeks, like that's kind of like the main target. Like, we want to be able to hit things properly. And so this is kind of the true picture of my fitness. So the last 6 weeks I was able to average right at 40 miles a week, which I wanted to be right around 50 miles a week. So I would see, you already see, I'm quite a bit lower than where I wanted to be. And then my intensity average, which I wanted to be maybe even over 25% for the week, would have been great, since I am running lower volume. but I literally got a mere 14% intensity average for the last 6 weeks. And I remember 2 weeks in particular in the last 6 weeks where I barely even got just one session in for the week, and that session was what I would consider like an intro session to training. Not even a true workout, like a mini workout. So it just didn't go as planned. I've been having some shin like soreness, and I even have it this week, even to the place where I thought, okay, I might not even race this weekend. And so been kind of going back and forth, and I was just like, well, and today it feels a little bit better, so I'm probably still gonna race. Definitely my goals have changed. So now we're gonna jump into the pre-race thoughts. Okay, so training hasn't been where it needs to be. The intensity hasn't been, where it needs to be. I do not feel fit at all, but at the same time, I'm excited to just get out and race. This is going to be the first inaugural San Antonio half marathon and marathon. So I really want to be a part of that, since I live in San Antonio now, and this is my city. So I really want to do it just because it's the first one. I want to be a part of the first one, regardless of how bad the race is for me. Like, I really want to be a part of that. I think it'd be really cool. And so let's talk about my goals at the beginning of the block, and then let's talk about how that's kind of changed into now where we're at. So at the very beginning of the block, about 14 to 16 weeks ago, I was thinking, let's see if I can run under 75, a 1:15 half marathon. And I thought that was pretty doable. And I honestly thought that was pretty doable until about, by the beginning of November. So about 4 weeks ago, I knew there's absolutely no chance that that's going to happen. Does that mean that I'm not going to still try and go out and have fun and race and just soak it up? No, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that no matter what. And so, but that goal has kind of just, I'm just like, oh, you know what? Let's be realistic here, and let's look at the training and see what the training would indicate. And so my goals have pivoted to, wanting to go to 1:15, and then I was like, well, maybe 1:16, 1:17, and then. So now I'm at this place. I'm like, you know what? Let's make it a simple goal. My goal is simply let's see if I can run sub 6 minute mile pace average for the race. And if I can do that, I think I'll be happy enough. I'll be pleased enough with that. And the big thing is I want to be able to finish the race in the next couple days after. I want to feel like, okay, I'm not injured. My shin feels good. My feet feel fine. I want to be able to come out of the other side of the race healthy. And so that's my only focus, my only thing that I'm concerned about. And if I go out there and run 6:20 pace and just absolutely blow up, that's fine with me. Because, this is just a little tiny blip, race in this block. Because I do plan to race at least another half marathon, maybe 2 more before April or by April. So this is again a rust buster, and then let's kind of recover and let's take another crack at it. So I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I think the big thing is though, like, I want to be very transparent with this. Like, not in the fitness I wanted to be in. I didn't hit the volume. I didn't hit the intensity. All these things are all kind of excuses, honestly. But the big thing is I want to tell you guys is, like, put health first in your training, and let that be the thing that makes you excited about training. Because the performance may not always be there, and that's that's only one part of the puzzle. So you're never going to complete the puzzle if you're not healthy. So just put your health first, especially as you get older as a runner. Like, that's so important. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. But, yeah, I just want to be transparent with you guys and talk to you about all this stuff. Anyways, the shoes, I'm super excited about. I think you guys are going to really like the reviews on those because they're affordable, they're quality, and they're not talked about. So, anyways, hope you guys have a good week. If you're running this weekend, good luck. I hope you guys do well, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And, yeah, stay healthy and run for the joy of it.